welcome back to Resistant Front. Today, I want to talk about what is happening with Pakistan. I want to paint a picture first, then I want to get to the analysis. Pakistan, a couple of months ago, went to a full-blown war with India. We all know the background that Indians and Pakistanis have. The hate is deep-rooted, and the rivalry, unfortunately, is extending outside of between themselves. It's extending outside the borders, and it's creating a lot of headaches. Unfortunately, we can see actions by Pakistan that there is no principles in them, and simply there are reactions toward India. It looks like India and Pakistan are racing to gain the United States support in the future war with China, Iran, Russia. These two are racing to gain the United States aid, and they want to get on a good side of United States. And unfortunately, most of the actions counted as simply immoral. When Israel invaded Iran and the war happened, Pakistan stood by Iran's side. And the immediate thing that I thought it's going to happen, that India stands on the Israeli side. But that didn't happen. And that gave me a hope that these two countries are actually leaving the old rivalries behind. But unfortunately, you can see that nothing is going to change. Iran is a friend of Pakistan and India both. So it looks like India have some sort of principles. We know that they have a good relationship with Israel, but they didn't stand by Israel in that war. One of the things that I would like to point out, it was the war that happened on the north side of the Iran between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The first war, the first Nagorno-Karabakh war, happened after the fall of Soviet Union. Soviet Union has this habit to create some sort of ambiguity borders between all the countries that was ruling out. They were creating these ambiguous places, so they rely on one another and on a Soviet Union itself. So the moment that Soviet Union fell, Armenia went to war with Azerbaijan, and they were 20 kilometers away from Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, that Iran intervened and didn't allow Azerbaijan be capitulated by Armenia. Armenians got really mad, but after that, it was an embargo on Armenia by Turkey and Azerbaijan at the same time, and Iran helped Armenia. It's Iran, all these Afghaz province, this place as a whole, created by three countries, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia, all of them were part of Iran less than 100 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And they were separated from Iran in the Tsar Russia before the revolution in Russia. So Iran acts as a big brother here. So the second war, when it happened a couple of years ago, when it happened, Iran totally gave the legitimacy of the invasion to Azerbaijan, because Nagorno-Karabakh was part of Azerbaijan, and when we were kids, we always in our books we always could see that Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan, and we never legitimize the claim of Armenians on that region. But we never wanted this war to break out. But unfortunately, it happened. Iran was on the side of Azerbaijan but unfortunately, in past few decades, Ilham Aliyev, the president, so-called president of Azerbaijan, actually started to have a great relationship and a strategic alliance with Israel. They used the airspace and even the air bases of Azerbaijan against Iran in 12-day war. They denied the whole thing. Azerbaijani government denied it, but we found the jettison tanks on the Sea of Caspian. So Iran and Azerbaijan, our relationship is complicated. It's not friendly, but we don't count them as enemy as well. When the second war happened, the first part was acceptable. The first part was taking over Nagorno-Karabakh. The second part, it was shocking for us because they totally ethnically cleansed the whole place. 100,000 Armenians had to run away. The army of Azerbaijan, I saw a couple of videos that they put out and announced that these guys are not with us. What I'm talking about, there were a lot of videos that were surfacing up in the internet that they were chopping the heads of civilians. An old man, he was begging for his life. He was killed. It was shocking for me. It was a familiar scene. We always saw those footages on ISIS. So Iranian intelligence started dig up, and we found out that Israel is actually moving around these Wahhabi Takfiris, and one of the places that they were moving them is Afghanistan to create ISIS Khorasan, and another one is Azerbaijan. So they brought those foreigners to Azerbaijan, and they were acting to terrorizing the region to make the people leave the country. And unfortunately, they had to run away. It is that time that India got behind Armenia because Azerbaijan was threatening that we will invade the rest of Armenia, and we want a province of Armenia that called Syunik. Syunik is a small place between Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan. Nakhchivan is an enclave of the country of Azerbaijan. We gave them a route through Iran so they can have a free connection. There is no regulation there. They can freely cross from Nakhchivan to Azerbaijan and vice versa. But Azerbaijan wanted to take over that region in order to create a corridor. They called it Zangezur. They wanted to create a corridor and directly connect the mainland to Nakhchivan. It was unacceptable by Iran. Iran militarily intervened, and we gave the final word: if you go in, we're going to come in as well. We will not allow this to happen. One of our neighbors just gone. No, that's not going to happen. And it was really a strategic position. We and what India comes in, where India comes in, India actually invested a lot of money into Chabahar port. The Chabahar port is actually starts from Sea of Oman to the Syunik and Azerbaijani border. So we are connecting India to the whole Europe. And that connection is actually really strategic to us, and we spent a lot of money to build those corridors. So it was not going to happen. This corridor shouldn't be cut off. So Iran didn't want to go to war with Azerbaijan. So we gave some concessions. We The main road went went through Azerbaijan, and we gave another route to Nakhchivan. So the traffic of export and imports of Nakhchivan happens more fluently. We gave all those concessions to Azerbaijan in order to avoid the war and avoid the Zangezur corridor. But Trump got in and said that I'm going to give lease. I'm going to lease that corridor from Armenia. Iran didn't accept it, obviously, and even Armenia didn't accept it. I don't know why Trump was selling it as a victory. Probably internal and domestic issues. So the most important part for us was when Pakistan got in, and now you can see that they're giving U.S. airbase, and it looks like they already gave one of their air bases to United States. And another more important thing is that they're trying to create a good relationship with Azerbaijan. That's unacceptable by us. We obviously we don't care who you go and contact, but when it gets back to back, it will create it will send a message, and the message that Tehran is receiving is not a good one. I'm sitting here and I'm watching the thing, and it's obviously it's not a good message. It looks like a betrayal, and I would like to remind you that the only ally that Pakistan can rely on is China and Iran. India hate their guts. Pakistan and Afghanistan, the Taliban that exists in both countries, want to take over the Pakistan and overthrow the government. So I believe the best course of action is to align yourself with Iran and China. Iran didn't pick side when the war between Pakistan and India broke out, because we thought if we're going to support any of those sides, there are a lot of consequences that will follow. The first thing, the escalation of war. When you get one on one side and try to put a weight on their scale, it will create an imbalance, and it will raise the tensions. At the same time, if the war broke out, and it was not in our interest to any of these countries to fight with one another. First of all, they are both nuclear countries. The second, we import a lot of rice and wheat from both countries. And the third one is that if the war breaks out in every country in our region, the moment that a war happens in their country, they all immigrate inside Iran. Okay, we didn't want that to happen either. So we had our own reasons. Pakistan was a little bit mad because they expected Iran as a Muslim country to get behind them, but we had a reason, and it looks like it was convincing enough to they didn't brought it up. But it is important to not be a reactionary force in this region. Just this move sends two messages: either Pakistan is stupid, or they are a sellout. And I believe the second one is stronger because of the race that India and Pakistan both have toward the West, unfortunately. But in their mind, they see this as some sort of balance between West and East. But we all know what will happen when you play both sides. When the real fight starts, it will not go well for you. It will not. And many people believe that because Pakistan have nuclear weapon, they have total immunity toward foreign invasions, but they're not. That's the reality. Nuclear weapon will not give you safety and security, maybe from foreign invasion, but when they started to fund Wahhabis and inside your country, Wahhabis will not tolerate any other government on their behalf, and they don't tolerate any other people. There are a lot of people inside Pakistan that I care a lot, especially in Kashmir. I care a lot about people in Kashmir and in Balochistan, because Pakistan was part of Iran for a long time, and the similarity in culture and faith is actually so appealing to me. But unfortunately, if Pakistan moves toward the West, the things and situation will go only get worse before it can get better. So yeah, that was my analysis. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. God bless you guys.